So Maria Luisa Palma is an LAUSD parent who has made it her full-time job to speak at every school board meeting. Full-time job. She considers this her full-time job. That's amazing. I've spoken at the board many times, but that's amazing. Wow. Advocating for parents and students. Recently, she has gone viral on national news for demanding the LAUSD bring back the school police. During COVID, UTLA, the LAUSD Teachers Union, demanded that LAUSD get rid of school police and also, over the course of many years, severely decreased student consequences, getting rid of expulsions, suspensions, all of that. And that's why there is chaos on our campuses. And teachers and students are leaving the schools in droves. Can we please welcome Maria Luisa Palma?
Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm going to change the subject a little bit here. Where does all the taxpayer education money really go? Do any of you here know? I don't know. We've heard a lot about LA Unified today. At LA Unified, the total budget, remember it's the second largest school district in the country, $19 billion is what we've had this past school year, and it's pretty close. The new budget was just released yesterday. With all that money, under 20% of 11th graders are proficient in math, okay? Just proficient, not excellent, proficient. We have about a quarter of our students are English learners. Our district is about 74% Latino. And parents in the district, many of them do want to know, where is the money going? What is the district doing with those funds? Why can't their kids read, write, do math? Even the kids that get into colleges, they don't succeed, a lot of them. So the parents are demanding to know. There's a lot of lack of transparency in our district. A lot of things like you heard in the video, I didn't even remember how much was said in there. A lot of parents are blocked from getting this information. So I wanted to do something to change this dynamic, especially for the Latino community. So our organization, Oleada Inc., promotes the parent involvement. I do research and I advocate for parents to give the parents the tools and the information so that they can go into the schools and advocate on behalf of their kids. But LA Unified is a monster. The complexity is mind-boggling. It's a tangled jumble of policies and financial information, or lack thereof, let's just say. Nothing ties. You can't follow one school's budget into the next year. You can't tie anything down. Nothing flows. Is that deliberate? Yes. I think it is. Now, I'm a financial person, so I get all excited about this stuff. Okay, I want to see the money. But what appears to be most concerning, because we've been pushing this all this year, I'm part of the Parent Advisory Committee. We've been pushing to get transparency on the local control and accountability plan, which is the way that the local control funding formula money works and the state money comes into our schools. They've stonewalled us. It's been a big disaster. But little by little, the board members seem to start asking about things. I keep bringing this home. How is the use of the education dollars? Is it effective or ineffective? Where is it being used? And what are the results? Now, some of the board members are asking these same questions in the board meetings, and I sit there and I giggle when I hear them ask the questions. Because remember, this is a $19 billion budget, and I don't think the board members understand what they're spending the money on. And it's incredible. So one project that we've been talking about this last year, we've been working on, we're supporting a group of mostly Latino parents who want to bring back the school police. We have seen in the most recent release of incidents that the fights and drug use incidents about doubled when you compare to this school year, last school year, to before the pandemic. Before the pandemic, we did have school police officers on campuses. We had an assigned officer for high schools, and one officer was shared between 2 middle schools. We've got picked up in the media, but mostly really because the LA Times ran an article about those incidents. So they could no longer deny that this is happening in the district. We keep seeing more incidents come out in the media. We recently had a report of a shooting, a gun discharge that went off at Carson High School last Friday. But apparently the district first said no, it didn't happen. And then they investigated over the weekend, and on Monday they changed it and said, oh yeah, it did. But we have no more information on this. Black Lives Matter, of course, was behind the removal of the school police. They have a group, they fund a group called Students Deserve. Students Deserve works in the hardest hit areas of our district. They bring black and brown students to speak on behalf of defunding the police. They give the kids a script, well, it looks like they do, and the kids say, I'm afraid of the police. And it's heartbreaking to see them say this. They don't come and ask for academic support, they ask for counselors. Why? Because counselors pay union dues, right? And they want more services, restorative justice teachers, school climate advocates. So these are the ways that our tax dollars are being used. Okay, and I know I hear a lot of parents and people say, oh, the school district's bad, just homeschool, take the kids out. Our Latino community cannot do that by and large. Okay, these parents work, they work multiple jobs. So homeschooling is great, I've done it. It's also very difficult to do. I'm sure some of you know that. So I don't want to walk away from the schools, from the public schools. Okay, I'm putting in this time and I hope that other people do as well. But we need a lot of help. Okay, we have parent volunteers, but we need help from anybody in industry that has experience in finance, marketing, anything, a little bit or a lot helps, because there are so many areas. Once we start pulling a little thread at the district, more just keeps coming out, and it's unbelievable the amount of possible areas that we could be looking at. But at this point, we're focusing on the police petition. We've turned in 4,000 signatures from across the community, and this was all one-on-one. Our parents are out there in the community talking to other parents. Latinos are very hesitant to fill out petitions or do anything online. But we're also trying to bring forth this transparency agenda. So the word oleada in Spanish means wave or surge. So that's my vision, that we can have a big wave of parents who wake up and show up at their schools and demand this transparency, and stop just taking this for granted and having their kids come out without knowing how to read, write, or do basic math. And so imagine what we can do with these communities and what we can do with the funds that are being spent. The funds go out every year. So thank you for organizing this, and thank you for allowing me to speak here. Thanks a lot.